Good morning, everybody. This is Bryant, over 60 guy, and today's video, like the title said, Bitcoin for beginners, for those over 60. Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. It's a little bit different than my normal. If you catch me normally on my walks, you know that I like to encourage good fitness, good health, but I also talk about other things, a few other things. I like travel. My wife and I have been traveling for a long time, and we are currently in the search for maybe a place where we could retire, maybe in another country, or at least part-time kind of thing. And then I also like to talk about my faith, as you know, and I also like to talk about AI and Bitcoin. And so, not as much, but today I've had some comments. People say, look, you got to slow it down. I hear a lot about this term Bitcoin, but I have no clue what it is. And yeah, I know a lot of people are in that boat. And so for me, I thought maybe I would just try to take it slow, just sit down, discuss, just what is it. If you're a pro at Bitcoin, or you've been doing this a long time, it's probably not your video, but you could recommend it maybe to somebody who you've been talking to for a while who just doesn't get it or doesn't want to get it. I feel like it's important that we all at least understand it and have the option to participate. I'm not a financial expert by any means. I'm a home builder. That's what I do for a living, primarily. But I have discovered this, and I've been applying it for a while now, and I just think people, I think people our age should at least try to get it. So for anybody first-time visitors, welcome. I do videos on my walk. So if you're trying to get in health or trying to get in fitness, you're trying to make some changes for the positive, check out my channel. A lot of folks are on their 30-day challenge, where they're out trying to gain strength and flexibility, mobility in 30 days as a catalyst to keep that as part of their life. As we get older, it's so important that we stay strong. And so today, as often I do, if I have a important topic that I want to really make sure I get right, I make cheat I make cheat notes. Just part of my personality. I need little notes. So if you see me reading, it's because it's important, and I want to make sure I get this right. You can always email me, over60guy@hotmail.com. One guy commented, he said, listen, I wasn't sure you were 60, but after you mentioned your email and Hotmail, I knew that you were. So I have friends who have AOL accounts. But all right, so today we're going to talk about basics. Bitcoin for us. I'm 61, so my audience primarily is mid-50s up. I do have some younger followers as well, but mostly it's people my age. So I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking to you, the one who's really never, thought about it. So let's get down to it. What is Bitcoin? First question, what is Bitcoin? A type of digital money, right? You can send and receive without a bank. Digital. It runs on a public system called the blockchain. Think of like a digital ledger. So not a physical ledger or a bank ledger, but a digital ledger. No one controls it, so there's no one in charge. There's not a company, not a government. Nobody controls it, so the people control it. So think of it like an email for money. Yeah, you don't need a post office or a bank. You just send it yourself. So that's primarily the basic. Okay. It can get a lot deeper, but I just want to stick to the basics. So why was it created? So in 2008, everybody remembers back, 2008, created after the financial crash. Banks failed, money printed, all that stuff. It was a very dark time. You know, think about, I was in Iraq. Spent 26 years in the military, so I was in Iraq in 07, 08. And so this was created, the people in creating it, no one really knows, but they were doing it during that time. And I remember it was a terrible dark days. So in 2008, it was created. The goal, money you control, limited in supply and not printable. So think about when you play the game of Monopoly, it has a set amount of money, right? And so everybody has to live the game within that set amount. But you know, when I was a kid, we used to make like notes, right? We used to expand or get a double set. So that's the way our fiat currency works. The people in charge of money, they can print, right? And I believe they print about 8% new money every year. And so what happens is, as the more money gets printed, it dilutes your ability, your buying power with your money. So if you have 100,000 and they print 8 more, that's 108,000 supply. Your 100,000 is less valuable by nature, right? And so the creators of Bitcoin wanted to stop that, so they created a finite amount. So it's designed to fight inflation and government overreach. So it becomes a hedge against inflation. In fact, I think it's actually categorized as a commodity. So think like digital gold, right? So why it's valuable? Limited, only 21 million will ever exist. So there's 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be created. Right now, they're in the process. Each week, they create a little bit every day, and they have about 1 million coins left, give or take. So they're on the last 1 million coins to create, and that'll take quite a while, because I think it'll take around 90 years or something to finally print all that or create all that. So secure, it can't be counterfeited. You can't counterfeit it. It's portable. You can carry like $1 worth to $1 million worth. I mean, and beyond. You can carry it with you. It's accepted worldwide. So it's really not fixed for one particular country or one particular group of citizens. It's for everybody, and so it's global. So this makes it very valuable. As you know, it's very difficult if you wanted to move to another country just to get into their banking system, just to set up an account. It's not like you can carry or hold different currencies. It's very difficult. So, we use the dollar, but other people are tied. If you're in Africa and you're using, your local currency, I mean, you're deflating. That stuff's inflating like ridiculous. And so, if you want to store value, what's your choice? So Bitcoin becomes a choice. Is it safe? Yeah. So Bitcoin itself has never been hacked. By the way, just email me and I can give you these notes if you, or you can take notes yourself, or you can look at the scenery back there and tune out. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I know my wife sometimes tunes me out, right? And then she'll wake up. Bryant, what are you saying? She's funny. All right. So is it safe? Let's get back to serious. Okay. Bitcoin itself has never been hacked, right? So it's absolutely safe. The risky part: people losing passwords, using bad apps, or falling for scams. So if you're going to do this, educate yourself. Take a little time to research, Google it, Chat GPT it, get a lesson, ask friends that you really respect. But yeah, and then solution, learn to use a trusted wallet or keep it yourself secure. So, all right, that's really it. That's with anything. You don't want to keep the password to your bank account open for anybody so they can steal it, right? So it's the same thing, right? But just a little bit different. What you need to do to get started. So if you want to get started, this is something interesting to you. Don't bet the farm, okay? Just, A little bit every week is fine, or a little bit every day, or a little bit every month, and a dollar cost average, just like you would in stocks or anything else you're doing. So what you do is you create an account on a trusted exchange. So like instead of a bank, you're going to create an exchange. You're going to go to an exchange like Swan or Coinbase or Strike. So I recommend those. Those are all good. And so you can use those too. Learn about wallets. So hot versus cold storage. So there's a cold storage wallet, right? Like you would keep cash in your wallet, is a digital device that basically is not tied to the internet. But then there's hot wallets that work on your phone or an app. Those are tied. And so there's different choices. If you're starting small, just crawl with it. You know, get a wallet or get onto one of these like Swan or Strike or Coinbase. Just Google that, and then that's how you'd get started. And you could literally start with like $5, you know, just to be a part of the Bitcoin community. You could start with $5, right? And then when you do this, when you do open a wallet or whatever, they'll give you some seed phrases, words. And so basically you want to store those securely, right? You can memorize them or store them securely. And so, yeah, that's how you get started, right? So common misconceptions, and there are common misconceptions. It's too late to buy. No, we are really early, folks. Yeah, we're early. It's not too late. It's only for criminals. You know, most criminal fraud or corruption is done in the U.S. dollar. I don't know if you know that, but it's certainly not Bitcoin. Okay. It's too complicated. It's too complicated. I can't do that. I mean, I'm 60 or no, that's ridiculous. You're super smart. So no, it's not too complicated. Don't let that be an excuse. All right. And why Bitcoin matters for people like you and I, over 60, approaching 60 or past 60. Listen, you worked hard. You work hard, and your savings shouldn't be diluted, right? You shouldn't put 100 grand in the bank, and then next year your 100 grand is worth less, right? It's worth 92% or 95% of what you had last year. So that's ridiculous. You need to store it, right? Long term. This stuff can store for 100 years. You can pass it on to your kids. So it's definitely a hedge against money printing, which is fiat. And like I said, you don't need to bet the farm, right? Take it slow, right? Understanding it really well. So just start with a little bit and then understand it and grow. And then many retirees are learning it for the legacy, like I talked about, passing on to your kids. So that's it. That's kind of like the basics of Bitcoin. And in my guide, I'll have a little bit more details. So over60guy@hotmail.com. Just say, hey, Bryant, send me that Bitcoin guide. Or, hey, Bryant, send me that wellness guide. So I got a couple free, and it's free. I'm not charging. There's no benefit for me financially to get you onto Bitcoin. Okay. It's just something, you know, that I want to do. One of my natural part of me, I guess God created me, is just, I like to encourage people. I've always been that way. I just, you know, I like to say, hey man, you can do it. Get going, you know, and there's power in encouraging, right? We are designed to encourage each other. Don't hold everything to yourself, right? When you hold it, you can't share it, you know, but you also can't get any more, right? It's just, don't be like that. Just encourage. Just help others. So, yeah, that's just my hope and my desire. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you're getting physically fit. I hope you're, you know, being spiritually fit, and I hope you're being financially fit. So I hope this helped. It is just the basics. There's a lot of books out there, a lot of resources to get deep into it, and I recommend them. So for today, on our walk and our Bitcoin talk, I say, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace. And until tomorrow, God bless.